Hi everyone, I'm David Deming, the Danoff Dean of Harvard College. But today, I'm going to put on my student hat. I'm going to build a mock first semester schedule, and to help me do that, I brought along an expert, a real Harvard student, Meena, to help me out.
Hi everyone, my name is Meena. I am a sophomore studying government and women gender sexuality studies, and I'm very excited to be here and help.
Okay, so I'm now officially a Harvard student, and I'm getting ready to get to campus. I've never been here, but I'm getting ready to come to campus for my first semester. I'm excited, I'm a little nervous, I'm a little overwhelmed, but I want to build myself a schedule that's balanced and interesting.
That's exactly how I felt my first semester. The good news is you have a ton of flexibility.
Wait, so what do you mean by flexibility? Like what are my options? What should I expect?
Sure, each semester you will take about 4 courses, and your classes will be a mix of different kinds of requirements and electives. Don't worry, I will explain all that as we go. But overall, the Harvard curriculum is designed to give you a balance of learning deeply about subjects you're really interested in while also gaining a liberal arts education. There are over 3,500 classes, and it can be definitely overwhelming to choose from that, but we can get started.
Okay, so as a first year, I've heard, Meena, that I don't actually need to know what I want to study just yet. I think I have like 3 semesters before I have to declare a concentration, is that right?
Yes, students declare their concentration mid-October of their sophomore year. So the first year is all about exploring. We have 50 concentration, which includes many subjects not offered in high school. So it's great to test out different fields of study.
Okay, so if I'm curious about, I don't know, economics or psychology or maybe astrophysics in the same week, that's okay?
Absolutely. It's encouraged for you to try out a few different fields that interest you, and that's how a lot of people discover their interest and the things they want to concentrate in.
Okay, and I read that a concentration, that's what other universities call a major, are usually about 10 to maybe 14 courses. So I should expect to take, I don't know, let's see, do the math, 1 to 2 concentration courses a semester, right? How did you pick your concentration? And what's your favorite thing about it?
For me, I always knew I wanted to study government, but I didn't know I wanted to double concentrate. But during my first year, I attended a lot of events, and one of the events that my proctor was hosting, in that event, I met the director of undergraduate studies for WGS. And while talking to her and learning about the department, I realized that it was a department I 100% wanted to be part of, and truthfully, it has been the most fulfilling part of my journey at Harvard.
Okay, so one thing I've heard about is first-year seminars. What's the deal with those?
They are one of the best parts of your first year. They're an incredible opportunity to get to know a faculty member in a small class, explore interests, and make new friends. And they're graded satisfactory or unsatisfactory.
Okay.
And the topics are very diverse, from politics to poetry to computer science and society.
That sounds like a pretty low-stress way to try a field out with other first-year students and to build a close relationship with a faculty member.
Totally, and most seminars don't have heavy prerequisites, so you can just dive in.
So the truth is, Meena, the first undergraduate course I ever taught was a first-year seminar.
What was the title?
The Causes and Consequences of Inequality. Back to student mode. Okay, and then I've read there are the Gen Ed requirements. I've heard those are like they're not really boxes to check, they're more about broadening your perspective. Help me understand that.
Exactly. Gen Ed courses are meant to connect what you're learning to the broader world and aren't directly tied to one field of study. They're usually interdisciplinary and pretty creative courses. You have to take 4 Gen Ed courses, and oftentimes the students say they end up being one of the most favorite classes they have taken.
Okay, so at some point in my academic career, I'm going to take 4 Gen Eds, and I want to pick something that complements my interests or one that pushes me totally outside them, not taking a Gen Ed in my concentration, but something that helps broaden my perspective.
Both approaches work, and you'll want to think about how you want to balance your personal schedule. If you have a couple of classes that involves problem sets, or as we call it, P-sets, maybe you want to balance that out with a paper writing class. Gen Ed courses are also a great way to meet so many different students from so many different fields of study.
So I remember taking a look at some of the Gen Ed courses, and here are some that seemed really interesting to me. I'm just going to give you a couple titles. I saw Classical Chinese Ethical and Political Theory, which covers Chinese philosophers' approaches to how to live an ethical life. Then there was Why Democracy, which studies the origins, successes, and failures of democratic systems all around the world. And then I also saw Music from Earth, which explores how music can help us search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
Those all sounds great and are very diverse as well, so it's definitely hard to choose.
Okay, great. I'm starting to figure this out. Are there any other requirements I should be aware of?
There are just a few others.
Okay.
One requirement is that first years will take a class called expository writing class, which are really supportive class to concentrate directly on the craft of composing and revising your ideas in writing with a lot of personalized attention from your instructor.
We call that expos, right?
Expos, yes. We also have a foreign language requirement, which can be fulfilled through 2 courses, testing out based on past learning experiences, or if you have attended high school in a different language. And finally, there are the divisional distribution requirements, which include taking 3 courses, 1 in each division, in arts and humanities, social sciences, and science and engineering and applied sciences. These give you a broader exposure to various fields of study.
That sounds great. I have a lot of interests, and it seems like there are plenty of opportunities to dive right into them. So, it's time to actually build this plane so we can fly it. How many courses am I aiming for?
In your first semester, you'll take 4 courses, and as you get more comfortable in later semester, you have the opportunity to take more, though 4 classes is the typical.
Okay, so maybe with 4 courses, I'll take 1 or 2 in areas or concentrations I'm interested in exploring, 1 or 2 foundational courses, like maybe a writing course or a math course or a language course, or maybe a first-year seminar.
That sounds like the perfect mix, and it gives you different class sizes, different types of assignments, and a more manageable workload overall.
Lots of options so I can figure out what I like and what I don't like. Okay, so right now, Meena, thank you. I feel really good about my schedule, but I've got a couple more questions. What was your favorite class you've taken so far at Harvard College?
My favorite course was How Wars End, the Role of Negotiation, When to Fight and When to Negotiate. This course was my favorite not only because of the professor, who was a professor in Harvard Law School, but also because this class kept me all night thinking and questioning, and at some point I felt like I was Play-Doh, so yeah.
That's amazing. So what's your best advice, Meena, for someone like me who's going through the Harvard academic experience for myself? How can I find that experience that you had?
My advice would be to build connections with your professors and take joy not in outcomes, but in the act of questioning itself.
Wise words. Okay, so a quick recap of everything we've gone over. It seems like the theme is, if I could summarize, explore widely, stay curious, and build a schedule that makes you excited to go to class.
That's really it. Take some time to explore and learn, and you'll quickly find what you love at Harvard.
That's great. Thanks so much, Meena. And if you are an incoming student, we can't wait for you to start exploring Harvard's curriculum. And good luck building your first schedule. You got this.